In this video, I'm going to show you how to spot a $1 bill that's secretly worth $500 or more. Sit tight as we hop right into it with this first 1985 $1 bill star note. Now this bill sold for $576. It was graded by PCGS at a 64 PPQ. PPQ just means premium paper quality. There's no tears, stains, anything like that. Now why would this bill sell for $576? Well, here's exactly why. First of all, there are no folds on the bill. Every single fold on your bill will decrease its value, but still, there are some bills that are folded that are worth good money, so that doesn't take you out of the equation completely. The big thing on this one is that star. Now, not many people know that the star means that this bill is a replacement note. Replacement notes replace bills that were errors or damaged during the printing process. Depending on how many star notes were produced for a specific run will dictate how much a bill is actually worth. This one, because it's a star note, was able to sell for $576. $600 for this 1974 $1 bill graded by PCGS at a 58 PPQ. Now 58 tells me that there is at least one fold somewhere on this bill, even if it's a corner fold going into the design. The reason why this one sold for $600 is because of that serial number. If that first digit was a 9 instead of a 0, it would have sold for a lot more money than $600, but still a nearly solid number 9 serial number is why this one sold for $600. $720 for this 1981A $1 bill graded by PMG at a 64 EPQ. Now these are the type of bills that I really like to point out because a lot of people will actually overlook something as simple as this. Gonna get right to it. This is why it sold for $720 is because of the serial number. Now this is what we call a mismatched serial number error. If you look at the bottom left serial number, it's 9889, the first 4 digits, and the top right serial number is 9989. So like I said, mismatched serial number error sold for $720. $1,440 for this 1988 $1 bill star note. Nothing too crazy about this one outside of the fact that it is a replacement star note and the grade is relatively high at that 66 grade. Like I said before, first of all, there needs to be no folds on the bill, and secondly, to get a high grade, you need to have the centering or those white margins around the bill being very nicely centered. This note sold for $1,440. $1,800 for this 1988A $1 bill. Now this one's pretty rare and valuable for a few reasons. First of all, it is a star note like I said before, but the grade is not as good as the previous note. But that's okay because this is what we call an experimental note, specifically a web note. Now how do you tell if you have a web note? It's quite easy, but most people don't know what to look for. So the easiest way that I tell people to look for a web note is by looking at the backplate number. If the backplate number is located at the top right, then you have a web note. Essentially, what a web note is the printing style was similar to how they printed newspaper. They wanted to test it out on paper money. It ended up being a complete mess, so they scrapped the whole project. That is why these bills are so rare. Once again, it sold for $1,800. If you want to know how much your paper money is worth and you want to ask me directly, you can go ahead and click the link down below for the Coin Value Club. It is located at school.com with a K/coin. We'll see you inside.